Hello everyone, I hope that you're doing well today. And in this video, I want to share some homemaking tips that I have. I have 4 different tips I'm going to be sharing in this video. And so continue watching and we'll get right into it. So the first tip that I want to mention is to clean one area or section in your house every day. And this is something that I mentioned in my other homemaking tips video, but I want to mention it again because I find it very important. I at first wasn't doing that. I was focusing on cleaning the whole house once a week, and I have a one day where I fully clean the house. But over time, I've realized I don't want to just do it on that day, and so I still have my one day that I clean. I'll vacuum dust the whole house on once a week. It's on Thursday, and then what I'm now incorporating more of is cleaning one section of a room, or even maybe like the whole room needs a deep clean kind of thing, and you won't be able to get to it on like your one day of cleaning the whole house. And so what I'm going to be focusing on is this little section over here. Okay, so this is the section that I am talking about. It's really not that bad, but there's some like things that I do want to kind of get rid of or just like move. This right here is the tray that belongs to, I'm going to be cleaning this a little bit too. I've kept a whole bunch of eggshells and banana peels, but that tray belongs with this guy, and he just like sits in there, and it's supposed to be, you know, for starter plants. And I've liked it, but over time I've noticed that it's been doing this where it just like ripped. And you know, it's probably my fault for not cleaning it, and maybe like over time it got wet and then it just started deteriorating. But this is something that I'm going to be throwing away, so I guess you could say we're doing a little bit of a decluttering and cleaning. I need to move that saw out the way and just kind of sweep and get some dirt out under here. And yeah, oh, and then the other thing I wanted to do was this plant right here. He deserves to be in a bigger pot, and so I have some soil, and I'm going to be transplanting him as well. Okay, so I got most of everything off of here that I needed to, and so I'm just gonna sweep off the dirt. And then I'll vacuum at the end. I actually don't need that. Alright, so in here, I've got some tools, I've got my gloves, oh, here's a sign, yeah, and then I got these, biodegradable. So I'm going to continue to put stuff in there. So I have these tea bags that I'm going to be keeping. Oh, sorry if I'm not in the frame. I'm going to keep these because I heard that you could open these up and put it in the soil. And I got 2 different teas that have ginger in it, and I don't like it at all. And I don't want to throw them away, and unfortunately no one else here likes it either. So I'm hoping that I can reuse it and like put it in the soil. I don't know. I need to look back into it, some more research. But I've got all of these starter pots. They all have holes in them, right? So I'm going to be putting them in here as well, just to help not create too much of a mess and then to get it all out of the way. I have some other ones too. And I have these that I need to plant more seeds, and I actually do have enough soil. Maybe I'll plant some more in this video when I get to it. So I think I'm going to take these and put them to the side. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take care of the eggshells and banana peels. Okay, I'm gonna call this good for now, even though these are a bit more broken down, but it's okay. Okay, so these aren't really as dry as I want them to be, because I know when I did these, I was able to just crush them. So I'm just gonna wait. I'm just gonna leave them like that for now, and wait for them to dry a bit more. I'm just gonna go ahead and use some multi-surface cleaner and just wipe over here. And then I'm going to go ahead and just wipe the floor a little bit with a paper towel just to make sure I got all of the dirt. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and start putting everything back.
So after I was done tidying up inside, I wanted to replant the indoor plant that I had sitting on the shelf. And this is a plant that I've had for a while, and I don't really know exactly what the name of the plant is, but it has a white flower that comes and grows out of it. And as you can see, it had overgrown in its container, and so I'm hoping that after me doing what I did to it, it will start to grow back to a healthy and normal state.
Okay, I just got the plant filled with soil and into a new pot. I did unfortunately cut the bottom of the roots on that, and so hopefully it's okay. Hopefully I didn't just kill it. And then with these pots, I'm gonna deal with that later and do it on another day. And I just got all the other little other decor just sitting up here, and I was able to clean up over here, make everything look organized. Looks very nice. I'm glad that I wiped the floor down, and yeah, I think it looks super nice, and I'm happy to get this done because this was on my to-do list for a while now. Okay, and then while I'm already in here in the kitchen, I'm going to talk about the next tip, and that's going to be sanitizing the doorknobs or handles. Now, you can do this once a week. That's kind of the timing that I like to do it, and so even though today right now isn't Thursday for me, which would be like the day that I would do this, I'm going to do it now because I missed last week anyway. So I like to just grab any type of multi-surface cleaner and a microfiber cloth, and then I'm just gonna wipe, you know, any handles, any doorknobs, anything that you touch a lot. So I'm gonna be going around and wiping like the edge of the cabinets in our kitchen as well. And so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get started on that.
So here, when I'm cleaning the cabinets, I'm only cleaning the part where we touch a lot, and I made sure to do the front and the back part of the cabinet. I wish that we had little knobs so that it would be kind of easier to clean, or just more of a well-known spot to clean in terms of like where we're touching, but you know, I don't really mind like how the house is and what we are dealing with. I do appreciate everything here in the house, and I'm just grateful for a roof over our heads. I even wiped down a bit on the trash lid, just the top part, and on days where the trash can needs a full clean, then I'll make sure to do that when it's needed. And I make sure to clean the light fixtures and even the stairs railing.
Okay, so the next tip, number 3, is to do your dishes at night. And the reason that I say do them at night is so that when you have your dishes kind of piling up throughout the day, you can just do them all at once at night. And if you don't want to do it that way and you want to even do it a more simpler way, then throughout the day you would just rinse your dish and then put it in your dishwasher. Now, I don't like our dishwasher because it is kind of old, and I just feel like it doesn't clean the dishes as well as I want it to. And so these dishes have been sitting here for like 2 days. I haven't done dishes. And so the way that I like to do them, if I am gonna be filling the dishwasher, is I have 2 different sides on my sink. And so one side I'll fill it up with hot water and soap, and then I'll just get my brush and then clean it, and I take it and just put it right into the dishwasher. And then what I'll do is I have my little powder mix that I made. It is, I can't fully remember. I know it's baking soda. And then I think I put salt. I don't know. I can't remember. Once I realize what it is, then I'll put it on the screen. And so I just use that as like a final rinse for the dishwasher, and yeah, it's been working out really well. I like that mix. I think it's pretty, just basic, right? And so the tip for number 3, I would say don't focus too much on being overwhelmed with the dishes, because even though we may have dishes piled up at times, I don't really try to get so overwhelmed by it, because the method that I am cleaning the dishes is very helpful for me. So I guess my tip is, when you go and do your dishes, make sure that you have your way of doing that, and that it works really well with a flow, to the point where you actually enjoy doing the dishes. Because the dishes, in terms of homemaking and cleaning, this is probably at one point before, it was my least favorite thing. Because you always hear people say folding the laundry, or doing cleaning the car or something like that. I feel like dishes was up there, but because of my method, I find it a lot easier now, and so I'm gonna go ahead and get this going.
So when it comes to the dishes, all that I do is get some hot water and a little bit of soap, and I just allow the dishes to just sit there. And I like to take the smaller dishes first, so any type of small containers, any small plates, the utensils and stuff like that, and I let all of that soak for, I don't know, 5 minutes, not really too long. And then I'll go back and clean, and I'm basically making sure that all of the grime and whatever, sticky substance or whatever else is on there, and just get it off. And then when I go and put it in the dishwasher, then that's just more of not only a second clean, but also just to rinse off the soap and everything. And the main reason that I like to do this is when I have a lot of dishes to do, and I may not necessarily want to sit there and hand wash everything, because in the process of that I would have to turn the faucet back on and then have everything rinsed off right after I scrub. And it's really not even that hard. I'm not really trying to complain per se about it, but in terms of like, it's an extra step and I could kind of just do this and get it done a little bit quicker. That's kind of where it does become convenient, especially if you already had a lot that you were doing that day, or it's later on in the night and you're tired and you waited too late to do the dishes, because I do that sometimes. So I just make sure to get everything rinsed off and cleaned for the most part. And then I was going to say, what I do is if the water isn't too dirty, then I'll put some more dishes in there and then do the process over again, especially with our water. It gets super hot, and so I'm able to like reuse that and keep cleaning the dishes. Now, if it's too dirty, then I'll drain it out, get new water, get new soap in there, and just do it as many times as I can. And usually what I like to do is fill up the dishwasher first, and then if I run out of room, then I'll hand wash the rest of the dishes and just put it on the drying rack over there next to the sink.
Okay, so I wanted to talk a little bit about my homemaking schedule and sort of what I have been doing and then what I'm doing now. And so this is the fourth tip. I think this is a very important tip. And so I have written down here a daily, weekly, monthly, and then a morning and night routine. And for each part, I have 4 different kind of main priorities that I do for each one. So for daily, I have dishes, laundry, deep clean one area, and make the beds. Now, there's always room to add more if I feel that I want to do more or that I can do more. I'm sorry if that is really loud. I'm trying to speak louder than it. And then for weekly, and I will be doing this, I accidentally wrote down Friday. I meant to write down Thursday. I could do it into Friday, but I meant to write down Thursday. For weekly, I have wash the sheets, clean the floors, dust and organize the fridge and the pantry. And for monthly, I have clean car, deep clean the kitchen appliances, declutter one area, and wash the curtains. And then there's always, like what I said, there's always room for more. But in terms of not overwhelming myself or seeming like I have so much to do, I like to categorize what I feel is the most important. And then for my morning, I have for the 4 different bullet points as well. I have freshen up for the day. That's sort of like my get up and get ready phrase. Read Bible, food and walk. So it's sort of like I feed our dog Oreo, and then I'll feed me, and then we'll go for, yeah, I don't want to say it right now because she's right over there. And you know, if you don't have a dog, I think it's important to get out, get some fresh air every single morning. And then the 4th one is put away clean dishes. So in the morning, I'm trying to have it to where I put the dishes away in the morning, and then at night, all I got to do is just clean. And then so for the night, wash dishes, do a stretch or a workout. I like to do some sort of either leg workout or like an arm workout. And I don't really go like too extreme with it, but I do like the feeling of like how your body is just strengthening over time, and you just like feel good afterwards. I don't know how to describe it. Read a book, and instead of freshen up for the day, I wrote freshen up for the night. It's sort of like get ready to go to sleep. So that's, you know, brush my teeth, wash my face, get into my PJs, that sort of thing. And so I recently had just wrote this schedule down. It's something that I have been keeping up with, and I also don't have like a certain order to do it. So like for the morning, it's not that I have to, well, I guess freshen up for the day would be my first thing to do in terms of getting dressed, but I don't have to necessarily read the Bible first and then take care of the dog, because depending on the times and, you know, like when I wake up, it will depend on how the schedule will go. So I like to keep it very simple. And, you know, even with my daily, when I have dishes and laundry and stuff, you know, I could really do any of that at any time of the day, even if my goal is to do dishes at night. But in terms of just getting it done and having it as something that you don't worry about, or that you don't want to worry about anymore, then, you know, whatever time and works for you, then that's what works for you. But for me personally, I am going to try to stay on schedule with doing the dishes at night and then emptying it in the morning. I think that's like the best for me. Okay, everybody, that is all that I have for today's video. I hope that you've enjoyed this, and if you have a homemaking tip that you want to share, go ahead and do it down below. And yeah, so I hope that you've enjoyed this. I'll see you guys in the next video, and bye-bye.